Greetings and salutations. Welcome to my stream. That's not the right one. I really need to sort out this audio mixer. I'm pretty sure you lose the music as soon as I come onto the shop, but you get the audio back as soon as I get into the main game. I'm currently playing. I'm Karen Mursmore. I'm currently playing through Pathfinder Kingmaker. This is session 34. This is a long ass game. Did not realize how long it was when I started. Probably should have looked into that. Still about on Cyberpunk 2077 because I know at least one friend who likes to hang out. Still, he's probably not going to get around to it for a while. At a certain point, I need to basically say, you know what, if you've not got around to it yet, then tough. But at the same token, it's easy enough not to talk about it. Right, what else? Just to start off the stream, I will be streaming every day, regardless of the fact that it's Christmas. I don't excessively care, so if anybody wants to come and hang out, that's fine. We cannot excessively care about Christmas together. What else? So yeah, I'll be playing Cyberpunk tomorrow. Probably Saturday. We'll be playing Payday 2 with Kichigai Neko over on his channel on mine. Then it'll be usual scheduled streaming of Cyberpunk Monday, Fridays, Pathfinder Tuesdays, Thursdays. I think that's about it. Let's jump. Okay, so I remember where we were because I'm traumatized by this. Let's get back into the game and load it up. Basically, I'm stuck in this bleeding dungeon. This is one of the things where it's like if this was me playing outside of a stream, I would have saved, I would have quit, I would have never picked up this game again. It's not that it's impossible, it's just really frustrating this section. And I'm not entirely sure, the only solution that I can think to do, because one of the main difficulties is there are a couple of people that really hit hard. Can't do too much about that because of one person, Lindsay, who has the ability to negate most of that with the displacement, is currently not here. Then we've got the poisons, which I'm pretty sure nobody can deal with. Level 5, raised dead, second nimbus, spell resistance, Genie King? I mean, okay. Breath of Life. I mean, the only thing I can think to do is the usual things of sort of like, making sure that I've got things like Bless Up, which give a +1 morale bonus to saving throws and attack rolls, but that's in no way guaranteed because it's me rolling dice. There's delay poison. Subject becomes temporarily immune to poison. Any poison in their system or any poison to expose until the duration expires, which might help me out a little bit, but it's just going to delay it. And then if there's enough poison coursing through their veins, it's just going to cripple them the moment that it expires. There's nothing there that's going to help with the poison. There's poison. Now I can poison somebody. Probably going to switch that out for a restoration. That'll help me get over the poisons. Oh, neutralize poison. You detoxify any sort of venom in the creature. If a target is a creature, you must make a caster level check against the DC of the poison affecting the target. Success means that poison is neutralized. But this is the thing, it's like, that's one spell against the swarms that deal poison, the spiders that deal poison, the wyverns that deal poison. Just everything down here is poisonous, and I really can't think of, you know, I could do with like a resist poison spell. That lasts. I appreciate that, you know, one of the things about this game is that it's supposed to be difficult when it comes to poisons and diseases, because if it didn't, then, you know, there becomes a game that the characters become so powerful, potentially, that nothing can stop them. You know, and an immunity to poison would potentially be sort of like, nope, no poisons can ever affect me ever again. Which isn't bad, but it doesn't help when dealing with this kind of thing. I can't remember whether I'm supposed to have a light going or not at the moment. So I equip that over. Thought he was supposed to be gone. Nope.
What for Gorum?
Shoot, was not fast enough. Trying to get them to focus on Valerie by not running anybody up too close just yet. As in Valerie's got
Let us strike as one.
Valerie's got an AC of 36 and it's just a 12 to hit.
Do not falter.
Because it's got a plus 22. Plus 14 base, plus 12 because of strength, which means its strength must be a 34. Minus 1 to size, plus 1 to weapon focus, and minus 4 because of power. It's just ridiculous. You know, it's one of them where I feel like I'm not supposed to be here just yet. Because of how much it hurts when they hit.
This should do it.
Consider me provoked.
Tear them apart.
Repent!
Onwards.
To a certain degree, it's luckily that it doesn't actually do much
A
in the way of
calculated
damage.
risk.
This is for you.
But it's still surprisingly difficult to kill one of these things. I know it's not what I wanted you to do.
You forced my hand. This will hurt.
flip it back over to the other one. So go to account, take that off, flip it back to the other one. Put the light back on. And now it should be on bear mode. On spider mode. Let's have a quick top up.
Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos.
Of health and wellness. Let's save it, because I'm going to be doing a lot of saving. The only thing that I can really think to do at this stage is just essentially save scum my way through, and it's like take a few steps forward, save it, a few more steps forward,
All according to plan.
save it again, and essentially make sure that I'm very careful in terms of, you know, saving it after every combat. And if a combat goes particularly badly, just reloading and continuing on along my merry way. I have a bad feeling.
In due time.
No one will ever see my tears again, neither the mortals of Galarian nor the ones who cursed me. How many times I have heard that before? You wish to see me, my lady? My skylark, your song is so sad today. What troubles you? Your last order, my lady. It frightens me. The seed of the ever-blooming flower is almost prepared, as you requested. But what will it bring? The flower contains immense power, power that which immense evil may be born. Monsters erupting on Galarian by the hundreds, in a crowded street, in a busy tavern, in near a baby's crib. That's exactly what I need. He wanted to see kingdoms in ruins. He will. Right. Again, let's save it. So we're on the spider side. We're going to move forward a little bit. We're going to take out the spiders here this time.
How may I help?
I am yours to command.
Then we're going to flip it over, take out the wyverns, hopefully without spider interference. And then take out the wyverns.
I'll try
And
to make this
then
swift.
Take out the flower. And then very carefully leave this way.
I'll fight if I have to.
It might even be a case that we'll, after taking care of these before we've actually poisoned the flower, nip back down, take a rest, get everybody's spells and abilities back.
Stay behind me!
Hopefully people will stop sucking. So there we go, straight up 4 dex damage. Because he cannot make a saving throw against bloody poison. Now what is it? It's a DC 14 fortitude. He needs a 7 or above on the die and he failed twice. It's a D4 dex damage and straight up it does 4.
They go down!
And we can't hit a bleeding 6.
So it's come to this.
Octavia, move back a little.
You can't stop me.
Nope. Japan is a sodding bleeding thing.
Let's try this way.
There we go. See, that's the thing. When I actually can hit, it just devastates them. Hey, Murder Sauce. I am still in this dungeon. I figured out how I'm supposed to get out, I believe. But it's actually knowing the difference between how you get out and getting out is a different story. And I am very ranty today about this game. It's annoying me a little.
This should do it. A calculated risk.
Let us strike as one.
The thing is, I get the feeling, one, I can't get out of it until I've completed it, but I also get the feeling that, you know, these little spiders here are 9s. The Doom spiders, I think, were a lot higher than that. Although I can't get any information on them right now. And I'm down to 5 people because Lindsay bounced out. You know, I have a feeling that I'm not the right level for this. I can't leave to go do side questing to level up. After one of the first fights, I had to neck most of my potions of restoration to restore Amory up to somewhat of a fighting
You forced
condition.
my hand.
I figured out how I'm supposed. Or, you know, somebody in chat last week like helped me with the riddle, and not last week, last session helped me with the riddle. And it's like, okay, now I know what I need to do. Now I'm just trying to do it. And it's just one of them. It's like, I don't think I'm the right level. I'm down a person who has some of my better defensive spells as well. Because Lindsay has displacement, which basically the concealment that is saving these guys so frequently from my attacks.
Yeah. Ha! Left yourself open.
It's something that I can apply to my characters, but only with Lindsay, who's not here. I can't get out to try to redo them.
That is not far.
Right, do I have the lantern? Yes, I have the lantern. Okay, let's come down the hill. Let's go back over here.
No
He's taken
mistakes.
dex damage, taking him from 24 to 15 in one fight. So I'm actually going to be doing this annoyingly slowly by essentially save scumming and reloading, and yeah, it's one of them. I don't like the way that I'm having to play the game. Right. Now that we're here, we rest up. We see how much. Okay, it's restoring all the. No, it's not. Dex damage is still there. So
I know what to do.
We're still down
I'm
8,
listening.
but we have restoration, which is cures all ability point damage.
Quadritium Turinos.
Ta-da! So now he's good as new. Right.
As it should be.
And then we go back through here. We put on the lantern, and we go back up to the top of the hill. And hopefully nothing's respawned in the meantime. And that takes diamond dust. How much diamond dust do I have? Oh. But okay, I can do that another 2 times unless we can figure out how to smash 4 diamonds into dust. But yeah, I get a distinct feeling that I should have been a higher level than I am. And there was no warnings, there was no sort of like, oh, if you go into this dungeon, you are going to get stuck here. We recommend that you be at least this level before you enter this dungeon.
In due time.
Everybody form up.
I'm
Valerie,
listening.
you are the tank. You are going to charge forward.
I'm not afraid.
Octavia, you are going to put a spike pit down over there.
Access, yes.
Right, follow a
This
little bit.
will hurt.
Range. And then follow. Can we get both everybody in the bless? Everybody in the bless zone. Where's bless got to? Where is my bless got to? Huh? Right, not everybody is in the bless zone, so we're going to move forward a little. Right there. Octavia.
This is for
move
you.
up an acid flash. Nice. One of the wyverns fell into the
Let's try
spike
this way.
pit. Orange, Jesus, be on our side.
Go on.
That is not the worst thing.
Bring it!
How's this guy doing? He's not looking so good. Got a lot of attacks. Right, is everybody in the blessed zone? Everybody.
Amorane Sende.
Alright, come on, just straight
This should
murder
do
this
it.
thing. Nope,
Do not falter!
get in there.
Go on. Go on.
Okay, that
So
is
it's
not
come to
great,
this.
But it's not the end of the world. A little bit of wyvern poison. And hopefully this one will be dead by the end of this one. Right. Move up a little. The spiders. Crap.
Onwards! Ha!
Hardy. Go on. Go on.
Tear them apart! They go down!
Bum, 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 bum. I have a terrible. I really need to go through all my spells at some point and reset all of these. Oh, there it is. "25 foot bow, centered on caster. I can do it against fire, which will help a little."
Ona Adayana.
I'll fight if I have to.
A calculated risk.
Stay behind me!
You're so running out. You two have a ridiculous number of attacks. It fell down. Right, move up and burn a big heal on
Patricium
Valerie.
Turino.
Tavia,
You can't
hit it while
stop
it's
me.
down. Hopefully. Ooh, nice.
This will hurt.
With murder. There we go. Okay, that's 2 down. Move over here. Saved. How are you doing on your constitution? You're only down a couple of points. That's fine. Let's everybody move back over this one. Waiting for the pit to end. Oh good, that's wide and poison's worn off. Let us have lesser restoration on
Magrifium
Valerie.
Turino.
See if we can patch her back up. Nice stuff. So now we're just waiting for this wyvern to get out of the hole, or for the hole to wear off. The hole is worn off.
Let's try this way.
Go over there, really nice. Nice. Another Doom Spider. Was hoping that there wasn't any more Doom Spiders around. Trusting.
Repent! Saren Ray, be
Nice.
generous to them, for I am not.
Consider me provoked.
Alright, make with the murder. Make with the murder. There we go. And spin into that one. Yes. Right.
Let
Try
us
with
strike
another.
as one.
Come on, you lads. It's bleeding game.
Bring it.
Alright, we're out of combat. So now we're gonna save it. Because that didn't go too badly. Valerie is a little bit messed up,
All according to
but
plan.
it's not terrible. Right. Detect magic. You drop the poison from the lake on the petals. As soon as the poison falls on the petals blaze with the crimson light. The air around the flower trembles, either in heat or supernatural wrath.
Enemy approaching.
Okay.
Do not falter.
Terrible things have occurred.
This should do it.
Purple Dwemer Alda. You cannot rage because you are still fatigued from
Tear them apart!
Okay, that's not good, but everyone is still blessed. Yes, haste.
Ba er riti.
not a full round attack. Sure spot.
Oh,
That's not a good sign. Can we drop it into
Yes, Axe. Yes.
God damn it. Need to succeed. You do that. Because Trustine needs to move. I want him to move there. Then there. And then another.
Onward!
Where did that just get? Okay, not gonna ask. Not gonna ask. Come on. Let's do that. Not a great place.
Calm down. Not dead yet. Look at me, Gorham!
Fell below critical. Bloody spell resistance. Alright, let's have another heal because everybody's a little bit worse for wear. Why that thing's just taking damage? It's weird. Doesn't seem to be doing
A
anything.
calculated risk.
Spending it down and taking damage. I'm not gonna question it. Oh, it's confused. Won't be for much longer.
They go down!
But it is confused.
Stay behind me!
Okay, it's switched over to Emery. That's not the worst thing in the world. Gonna get you to back up out of there, switch over to the crossbow and just shoot that thing.
This is for you.
Play into it.
there is still time for surrender.
Let us strike as one!
Okay. Ooh. Great, so if you just move my party around and threw them into the pit. Old gnome, a familiar silhouette emerges from the mist. It is the gnome from before, walking slowly towards you. He stops before the flower and stares at it for several moments. Well done, child. But your work here isn't finished yet. Before you go on your way, a question. You've seen the story of the trespasser. You've seen her fall. Love and pride brought her to this. You follow the same path. You also crave the crown. Why? I like the way that it's got the full array here. Prevent suffering from others if I can. Adventure, that's what I've always desired. Stolen land needs order at any cost. It was just circumstance, so I was passing by and noticed the line of candidates outside for the position of Baron. The world needs to be governed. by my rule, no other. I first our lives' destiny. They're all just toys for me to play with. It is my duty is to make the world a better place. Duty path may seem straight as an arrow, but it's also easy to go astray. The gnome gives a half nod and then tilts its head and looks at you intently. Words, words, words. Can be both stirred by the wind, a trifle, or a wisp of smoke. But when they are spoken in the right time and place, words can possess the power of a storm. At some point, a long time hence, you'll recall this moment and your answer. I solved your riddle, but what do I do next? You must extinguish the wrath, quench... I think I just died. Maybe. That pit is really annoying. You must extinguish the wrath, quench its fire, but it won't be easy. The flower blossoms in two worlds at the same time, here and in your home in Galarian. Its existence links two worlds and cruelty casts creatures between them. If you destroy a flower only in one world, it will grow back. You must kill it in both worlds at once. But beware, violence breeds violence, and wrath breeds wrath. You've awakened the flower, for it was the only way to destroy it. But awakened, it summons all kinds of monsters, and they are filled with the same wrath, which as that which gave the plant to life to the plant. After you slay the monsters born from its seeds, burn the wonderful, vile, flowering blossom. Let flame consume it, but remember, the fire must happen in both worlds at once. If you burn the flower only here, or only on Galarian, it will sprout again, and again, and again. It's time to get to it, and let's split up and destroy the flower in both worlds simultaneously. A wise decision. Who will you send beyond the portal?
Can someone help me?
This
Oh, right.
is so annoying.
Calm down. Not dead yet.
I mean, shoot, how am I supposed to split this up?
This won't
Especially
kill
seeing
me.
as though it's essentially just killing my NPCs in the background. I mean, the only sensible way to do it is that. And hope for the best. Again, no indication whatsoever as to what I'm supposed to do.
Running won't help you!
Yeah, great stuff. Everybody's fucked up. And I'm dead. Due to a flaw in the fucking game, moving my fucking people when I don't have a chance to move them the fuck aside. I need to go back so that people aren't freaking dead. I don't know what this is. Okay, that's too far back. Let's try this one. Is this after the wyverns? Before the owlbears? Alright, this is after the wyvern, before the owlbears.
All according to plan.
No pits this time, just in case it decides to move me into them again.
How may I help?
Patricium Durinos.
Burn more
this suffering. Repent!
And it's going to move because I'm the closest thing to it. My head's cold, so I'm putting up my hood. I don't care that I'm indoors. I'm cold. Get over it. Alright, move forward. Engage that thing. Rage, can't rage because still fatigued. But not for long this time.
This should do it.
Let's get rid of these mirror images. Don't think I need that case.
You forced my hand.
Let us strike as one.
They go down!
Should have raged you. Oh wait, can't do it this turn. It'll expire
A
by next.
calculated risk.
Turn on the other bat. Nice.
Consider me provoked.
I'll try to make this swift.
This won't kill me! Calm down. Not dead yet.
Do not falter.
Should have raged that time. Forgot. Right. I want you to move back away from the front a little. Switch to the crossbow.
This
shoot
will
that.
hurt.
This is for you!
Let's heal.
I'm alright.
Luckily this one's still having difficulty hitting Valerie.
Let's try this way.
Can't switch backs to the blade. Move forward a little bit. Because I really do need to get in there and get my
So
sneak
it's come
attacks
to
going.
this.
Because that's the only way that I can deal enough damage.
Won't
I was
kill
supposed to
me. I'll
heal with
survive.
Tristan.
I always survive.
That is Anne-Marie dead.
Onwards.
I think haste might be required for this fight. Switch back to blades,
This
move up,
should do
stab
it.
it.
I'll fight
Octavia,
if I have to.
acid. We're not doing enough damage to
Repent.
this bleeding thing.
I'm wounded.
Can you move around there and maybe get that thing's attention?
You can't stop me.
Alright, let's have a heal. Maybe I'll stop dying.
Calm down.
Which didn't actually help because then I stayed upright for it to... hey Mike the viewer. Terrible things are happening. I think I'm probably going to have to reload again. I hate this demiplane.
Consider
with a
me
passion.
provoked.
Just want to throw that out there. Yeah, I'm gonna load, because 2 people dead is not pretty, especially with how much it's gonna take to get them back up on their feet after this. I have a feeling that I'm underleveled for this demi-plane. I have a feeling that having a man completely not here is also crippling. And I am not prepared to deal with everything that is going on down here.
All according to plan.
The mistake that I keep making is not waiting until Amory is out of her fatigue.
Patricium Turinos.
So when it gets to the next fight, she can't instantly rage. So let's wait for this to expire for another 30 bleeding seconds. Yeah, I mean, it is really rough. This is the first dungeon that I've come across. Well, one of the annoying things I'm really finding is I can't get out of this dungeon. So I can't go back to town and rest and think, okay, I need to bring in this kind of material to deal with the problem. Then there's the fact that Lindsay went and died because she's a NPC who just gets plucked out of reality and put somewhere safe. When she dies, I can't raise dead on the corpse despite having a scroll of it. I think I'm underleveled. I can't leave this place and go get another couple of levels elsewhere. I really do feel trapped and I am struggling, and it is so aggravating to me because I don't mind a game that is difficult when when it's sort of like, okay, you need to get good. You see what you need to be able to do. You just need to be able to accomplish it. You know, there's so many places in this game. If I could get back to the map, I'd be able to go over them in more detail. Where it's like, I've struggled, so I've been able to back out, think about it, go other places to get maybe a level, and then come back more prepared. And it's like, okay, now that I'm prepared, now I'm a level higher, I can deal with the area. And in some cases, that's been very expensive. You know, I still have a fair few potions or scrolls of resist electricity communal, because there was this place where everything was just dealing lightning damage and taking us out like that. Lindsay also has some, you know, one of the abilities that the bad guys down here have is displacement, which gives them concealment, which is a 20% chance to miss any attack, or a 20% chance to hit. Concealment is 20% chance. So hey, there's a 20% chance that any attack is just gonna miss, no matter how well it would have hit. A lot of the enemies have that. That's causing me to miss a lot more than I should. But then Lindsay had that, so it kind of balanced the scales. Oh wait, she's not here. So I'm really frustrated. The circumstances, and it feels like there's nothing that I can do about it other than struggle through. I could reload a previous save, but if we go to my saves, we're looking at going all the way back to here or here, which is, you know, a couple of as I'm streaming it, is a couple of sessions ago now, and then trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do there. But the Goblin Fort, I think after the Secluded Lodge, it triggered an event that basically means I can't swap out my party. So do I want to go back all the way to the Secluded Lodge, not resolve that? Can I get out of it at that point? Not sure if I can. If I can't, then it's going even further back, and it just feels silly to me that I'm so bound by being stuck where I am or having to try and figure out where to go from here when the only option seems to be by pressing forward with characters who are not prepared. Right. I need you to stealth
They'll
and
never
move
see
back.
me coming.
Right. First round of combat. Come on. You move forward. Try and hit that thing. Amory, Rage, move forward and attack that thing. Tristan, let's have a bless. Shoot, I did not want to move. God dang it. Slight miss, click in, basically a turn wasted. Haste. And the other thing is, I'm not getting much in the way of guidance in the game because I've done this once. I've had this fight, I've finished this fight. The only problem is the game forces your characters to group about here while an NPC talks to you. About there, halfway through the combat, I summoned a spiked pit. So all through the conversation with the NPC, my characters are falling into the pit, taking damage, eventually climbing out, falling back into the pit. This pit just didn't disappear, and then it's like, oh, you need to split your team, your group into 2 teams. And it's like, 2 of them had died in the conversation, leaving me 3 people, 2 of which were severely injured, and 1 who was okay, but injured. I've got 1 healer with me. I split up the group, and before I could heal and do anything about it, it's like straight into combat. So I'm supposed to go into combat with 2 dead people and 2 severely injured people. I never used the pit spells because they are DLC. Just so happens. Yeah, I mean, I purchased all the DLC, or I got all the DLC with what I initially started out with. I can't quite remember. And I do like the pit spells are so useful because, you know, at the moment there's a bear back there. If I could get Octavia to cast a pit spell around about there. It'll come charging down, fall into the pit, and completely neutralize it for a good 10 rounds. It is fantastic at doing that. And it really does help, I feel, at crowd control, because it's like, okay, I'm going to put a pit there, everything over from that side is just going to fall into the pit or have to go around. Let's deal with everything over here. And by the time that you've dealt with everything over there, the pit's either faded or they've died because they fell into the pit, or you're ready now to deal with them. The pit spells are great. The thing is, I didn't expect the game to throw me into a dialogue and then just continually throw my characters into a pit where it would kill them. So, yeah, I'm coping, but this is not pleasant. I'm determined to get through this, but I'm having to do basically the save scumming of sort of like be in one fight. Hopefully it goes well. Right, now, without misclicking anywhere, let us bless. Might have wanted to save that for later, but let's hope, but don't need it later.
This should do it.
But the other thing is, it's all like, when you split the 2 groups, it gives you no advice or guidance. It's all like, split them into 2 groups. Is it safe to leave 1 person on their own here, where we've killed everything off in combat? You just got fucked up. 2 critical hits in a fracking row.
I can't keep
And I
this up
misclicked
much
again.
longer.
They go down!
Right, can we at least kill 1 of these? And then maybe... Right, are you... Yeah, you're in the bubble. So yeah, when I split the group, is it so like I'm supposed to leave one person here and take everybody else? Am I supposed to split the groups as evenly as possible because they're both gonna get attacked? I have no way of knowing until I get basically thrown into it, and maybe, just maybe, I'll make the right decision. Let's heal again.
A calculated risk.
This won't kill me. I'll survive. I always survive.
Heal.
This is for
Take out
you.
this one. Nearly. I had a bad feeling then it was just plus. At first I didn't even figure out how to kill some of these enemies. Yeah, there are some that are just downright dangerous unless you know how to deal with them. The swarms, for example, of spiders that you find in places down here. It's all like I didn't bring. You know, what have I got? I got 1 flask of acid and 7 alchemist fire. And that's everything to deal with the swarms. Yes, I've got the elemental bows and other weapons that I can use to deal some damage to them.
Bring it!
Oh, Jesus, a crit on standing
Tear
up.
them apart!
Nope, okay, miss with that. Okay, let's have a heal.
I'll fight if I have to.
So that's just another thing where it's like, you know,
This will hurt.
I ended up having to basically try to gather up as many of the swarms as possible, running around with my rogue, which is me. I'm playing a knife master. And once I collected them all up, I used Fireball on my own guy because he's got evasion and hopefully he can dodge. Again, managed to take out the it's time to go split up, destroy the flower in both worlds. Can I still get back to Galorian if I destroy the flower? Don't worry about that portal. The portals opened by the flower will live long enough. I still have some business. Let me know when we're ready. Great stuff. Okay, I can loot these bodies. I'm going to go rest up because I burnt a lot of spells just trying to... Is it going to let me out of here? Come on, let me out.
In due time.
The guy's not there, so stepping into this. Rest. Oh, why am I here? Where's the bleeding torch? Let's rest up. Itchy back. Take off the torch. Flip worlds again. Put back on the torch.
Someone else would make better use of this.
Oh, shush. So I can leave this area and go back up this hill. It should now just have the old gnome waiting for me.
That is not far.
And I can figure out how I want to split these groups.
As it should be.
Okay, so I'm ready to do this. As ready as I'll ever be. It's time to get this done. Let's split up and destroy the flower in both worlds simultaneously. A wise decision. Who will you send beyond the portal? Right, I can't unselect myself. So do I leave... Right. I'm gonna... I don't like asking for things beforehand because it just frustrates me that, you know, I can't work this out on my own. But I just want a little piece of advice, if you're still around here in chat. Do I leave one person and take everybody else? Or am I supposed to try to split these two groups up evenly? Because if I'm having to split these two groups up semi-evenly, my decision would be Octavia and Valerie to be left behind. Because while Amory, myself and Tristan don't have tanking abilities, Amory has a lot of hit points, I do a lot of damage, and hopefully Tristan can keep Amory on her feet. And then if it flips over to the second team, I use Valerie as a tank and Octavia as hopefully going to be able to pull some spells out of the bag to deal with the bad guys. If I don't have to split them evenly, and I just need to leave one person behind, I'd probably leave Amory here. Because while she is useful for dealing damage, Octavia has the versatility. I have a lot of damage dealing. We have Tristan as a healer and Valerie as a tank. But that's only going to work if Amory on her own doesn't need to do much. Yeah, the game is frustratingly unclear. You fight two fights. Okay. I had a feeling that it would be fighting two fights, which makes it even more frustrating that I'm down a person. And the fact that it's like, oh yeah, back at the keep, I've got all these different people. You know, it's like, if I knew that it was going to come down to something like this, first of all, I would have brought Ecundio for his elemental damage and insane amount of attacks. I probably would have benched Amory for that. And I would have been tempted to bring the second healer. During the second fight, the team from the first fight joins at some point. Okay. So that's good to know, because one of the things is Valerie has the best AC. So crossing fingers and hoping here, she'll be able to just stay on her feet long enough with some support and control spells, because this is the thing. Knowing that it's a duration thing, it might be best if I just basically get Octavia to be so like pit, 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 and hope everything just falls in there. What doesn't fall in, Valerie will be able to fend off until the main team arrive. Likewise, hopefully, my main team, just by the makeup of them, will be able to kill them fast enough that Tristan can keep healing them well enough. So that's what I'm going for. Thank you for the advice. I still don't like the video game for making me do this. Especially since I don't have access to my entire group, or a bank, or any of the equipment, a shop to buy surplus equipment. But this is what I'm going with.
Blood for Gorham!
Let's try this
Suck
way.
you up.
They go down! Hey!
Greater owl-like tree ant. Owlbear-like tree ant. Oh, that's not a major bad guy or anything. Right, what do I have? Right, I think I'm going to break this out. And cast that over there.
Patricium Turinos.
That's them sorted out. Move over there. Move over here. Wait for that to crawl towards me a little bit.
Repent!
Go around that way. And turn. Move up a little bit. And turn. Go on. Bite it. Annoy it. Still know nothing about it. Apart from that hit. Okay, great stuff. Should have switched your weapon out. We got the Cold Iron Earthbreaker, which has got regeneration, Cold Iron Fire. Well, that summon animal was useful. Right. Yeah, you were a little close to get over it. You were lightly
This
scratched.
should do it.
Come on. Fuck it up. Ooh, that stung. Right. Move up a little. And heal, and I am actually stunned. So I can't do anything this round.
Bring it!
Come on. Lots of damage. Or nearly no damage whatsoever. Right. Let's heal up again. I'm still stunned. Great stuff. Lots of damage.
Calm down. Not dead yet.
Saved at least. really need you to fuck this thing up. Or just miss with every single attack you've got.
Tear them apart!
I'm wounded.
He's not gonna fall down, is he? Make it blind. Of course it succeeded. Okay, that's not too bad. Stay down for the moment. Oh shoot, you can't make the bleeding saves either.
A calculated risk.
It's a terrible
This
idea.
will hurt.
Stand up. Yeah, that
They go
freaking
down!
stung. Well, that's me permanently dead for this fight. What is this saving throw? It's DC 29. Jesus Christ. Right, at least you saved that once. And then proceeded to miss with most of your attacks. It missed. That is a boon.
Bring it!
Come on.
You forced my hand.
I'm getting incredibly lucky with these dice rolls.
Tear
Come
them
on.
apart!
Right.
How
You
may I help?
heal. That'll have to do because I want to save 3 for when we're on the other side. Okay. Let's save it. And I automatically set fire to it as soon as I click on it. And I step through. And
Me. I see something.
hurrah, you see something. I have not cleared out this place. Oh no, I couldn't get into this place. Octavia, it's time to sneak. So it's just behind that. Okay.
Here. To victory! Stay behind me!
There's a reason why I'm carrying around 7 scrolls of fireball, and if this isn't the reason, I don't know what is.
Go.
How did a plant manage a saving throw? Can't actually attack that thing. Come on. It just stares at it for a moment. Right, okay. So, seeing as though that's not really helping right now, the fireballs, let's bless up. Bless up? Do we have any information on this thing? No, we don't. Great stuff. What's my highest? Spike pit. Slow? Slow. Hmm. Yeah, let's slow the bad guys.
Let us strike as one.
I have a terrible feeling that that is going to do something at some point. Okay, that didn't help. It reduced all the damage down to nothing.
Do not falter. Her.
Right, so if that's not working, Hurricane Bow. Turn off that. Let's see what the standard crossbow will do.
Consider me provoked.
Okay, that's doing some damage. It's not great, but we just... It can't hit me. Or it's very unlikely to be able to hit me, so I think we're good there.
Onwards.
I think for this session I'm going to have to declare Mike the Viewer in chat MVP for giving out some sound advice and support. And hopefully this doesn't decide, oh, you've killed the giant fly trap. Here's some more bad
Stay
guys.
behind me.
But hopefully if it does that, it's around about roughly the time it drops in some more. Drops in my allies. I mean, at this stage of the game, I'm expecting it to basically screw me over hard, but at the same token, your advice has been useful. Don't worry about telling me too much going forward. All I needed to know was how I needed to break up the group. Because if I've broken up and just left Octavia in one team, which was a consideration because all she needed to do was set fire to the thing at the right moment in time.
You can't stop me.
Then getting through the first fight, I would have been annoyed getting here, and it's like, oh look, Octavia now needs to check out the giant fly trap on her own. That never would have succeeded.
Onwards.
Welcome to Whiff Walls, everybody. When nobody can hit anything.
Consider me provoked.
Oh, there we go. Ta-da, everybody's here. Great stuff. Okay, right. I don't like the way that it's not dropped us out of combat. But everybody up over this way. Now is not the time to be looking for treasure. Primal Manticore, Primal Hydra. Not excessively concerned. Who is this? This is Tristan. Okay, I need you to go over there. Because you being on the front line is a terrible idea. Wedge a little. And move 5 feet away. Right. Octavia to the middle. Let's have a pit. And fall into the pit. You didn't fall into the pit. Okay, well...
Let's try this way.
Valerie, get in there
behind
and
me.
start tanking it up. Tristan, what do we have left? Start just breaking out all the smells. Yeah, from what I remember, things get way less bullshitty from here. Yeah, from what I can tell, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of the game itself, I'm not sure if you play tabletop role-playing games that much, but one of the things that I've heard is that the prologue, the Stolen Lands Troll Trouble, were pretty much directly taken from the tabletop role-playing game books. The chapter after this is from the books. The Season of the Bloom is a chapter that they introduced to balance out the length of the story for the video game. The thing is, when it comes to Pathfinder Kingmaker, the books, that has been out a good few years and play tested by hundreds of people. So when giving advice to the studio on how to balance it all out, that's not too bad. This one was pretty much up to the studio to just make up and was never play tested around a table. So, I mean, I'm not entirely sure how true that is and how much bullshittery therein was involved. But it kind of doesn't surprise me if it's very much a case of, yeah, they screwed up somewhere.
Do it.
Come on.
Let us strike as one.
Oh, we've got to say, even just these couple of fights does not feel as bad. And Tristan's had a bit of a rest between the fights somewhere along the line. Not entirely sure how, but he was down to 3 revives.
Bring it!
Not 10. I mean, not going to complain too much with the fact that I have a feeling that it's just going to keep spawning in more and more people. Oh wait, no, you can't. There we go. We've got more spiders incoming. Dislike the way that they're all just walking over that pit with no regard whatsoever. Okay, we got a lot more stuff coming in. Right. Fuck that thing. Turn and fuck up a spider. You can take it. Just try to... Tristan... not sure if we need a heal. Let's have a fireball, shall we? He's got controlled fireball, so it means that makes sense. Big part of the problem is, I guess, you've transported to that extra area. You just don't want that in a game like this. Free roaming is what we're here for. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that really frustrated me about that dungeon. I don't mind a little bit of hand-holding and so, like, this is the track that you want to take. And that's how it's felt up to here. It's like you've always got the main plot and you've got these other places that you can go to if you so desire. And I've not really done much of the extra stuff because, you know, I feel that I could spend all of the time just going around the map and going to these extra little places, and I didn't want to go to them too soon. And then I came here, and it's like, you're locked, you're trapped. There is nothing you can do to get out of this place other than finish it. And with the conditions that I've been in, it's like, well, great stuff. I can't... replace the missing person. I can't switch out my team. I can't resupply, and it's just been so aggravating. You know, going forward, yeah, hopefully they'll let me back out, and I'll get to the point where it's like, yep, okay, I might not be able to do an area when I first step into it. I'm not too fussed if that's the case. Right, that little spider is kind of being a pain in my ass. Not entirely sure what I can do with it though. So many spells and I don't know what to use. Yeah, going to that other place, and it's one of them things where it's like, this is a great concept, and I like the way that they got the riddle in there, because I wasn't able to figure it out on my own, but at the same token, one of the things that I don't like in a lot of video games, especially of this style, tends to be so like, oh, I have a riddle for you, blah de blah blah, and then you get 5 dialogue options as to what the answer could be, and you just need to sit there and think which one is the most appropriate. And I've seen that in a couple of games where it's like, yeah, okay, I now know that the answer has to be this one because it's the only one that actually makes sense for the question that's been answered. So how they got the riddle in there was pretty good. It was different, not seen that before. But just some option, or even a warning. You know, just so like, a message box, I know that it breaks the immersion when the game tells you what's gonna happen, but just a little bit of a warning screen that comes up and goes, by the way, once you step foot into this place, you can't get out. Make sure that you've got the group, you've got suppliers, you've got everything that you feel you might need, because you're not going to be able to get out of it, and the recommended level is whatever the level it was. You know, just looking at these things, this feels almost like a fair fight in the fact that these are all 9 vermin 9. I'm tapping on the screen like you can see where 9 vermin and 10 magical beast. That one doesn't have stats. That feels a lot more appropriate to my level. I'm not entirely sure whether... See, I don't know how the video game compares to the tabletop game and whether everything is carefully balanced on that front. Because if that is a CR9 creature, then that suggests if D&D is the same, 5th edition, and I'm not sure if it is, but basically that is a suitable bad guy for... One of those bad guys is a suitable threat for 4 level 9 characters. All of my characters are level 9, but I've got 5 of them. I should have 6. So maybe 2, maybe 3 9 vermins would be a balanced fight. There's 4 spiders and a 10 magical beasts. So that to me suggests that it's not balanced in any way, shape or form. Again, I don't know if it's the same for Pathfinder as it is D&D 5th edition. Right, if you could stop trying
A
to...
calculated risk.
I will say to a certain degree is also I'm not playing this on the standard difficulty. Or no, I am playing this on standard difficulty. Normal difficulty, but that's not as per the rules of Pathfinder. I think challenging is actually as close to Pathfinder. Yeah, I mainly come from... Oh, I have a limited pen and paper. I've not actually played Pathfinder 1st edition at a table. In any great degree. I've played a couple of games, but nothing special. And my main 2 to 3 games is a D&D 5th edition, which is 2 editions after Pathfinder 1st edition. Pathfinder is actually 3rd edition D&D, but when Wizards of the Coast stopped making 3rd edition, another company said, well, we're going to take that over and run it from there, and that's how Pathfinder got born and created, and I think that's great. Then I also play Starfinder, which is kind of like Pathfinder but in space. I kind of hope that Owlcat do one of those adventure paths, but that's going to have to re-engineer the whole system because the rules in that are just completely different. And I play Pathfinder 2nd edition pen and paper. And they really did a number on the rules. They threw everything out and started from scratch and did a really good job of it, but even now, with the rules in front of me, sometimes it gets confusing as to a creature 3, how does that compare to the difficulty for the players? I'm tempted to look it up at some point as to how the CR ratings and the level ratings work for Pathfinder 1st edition and find out if a 9 vermin means that it's a CR9. I don't see anything else on here for a CR rating. And how that's supposed to compare, because that would give me some insight as to what level the game, or what level the pen and paper will be expecting me to be at for this encounter. I know that I've got the difficulty turned down slightly, but at the same token, you know, I've got the difficulty turned down and this seems incredibly difficult. Yeah, 3rd edition is one of the most prolific in terms of video games. By comparison, they've started coming out with a couple of 5th edition video games. Baldur's Gate 3. One of the things that I will say is I can be very negative about things at times, but that's mainly because I'm very critical about things.
This is for you!
I like this game. I'm enjoying the narrative of this game. It's just there's things that I feel that they could have done better, and I like to vocalize them things so that but if anybody out there who is at Owlcat Studios, they don't make the same mistakes for Wrath of the Righteous, which is still in production. And I just stabbed that thing and killed it in a shot.
This
Great
will
stuff.
hurt.
I had 5 attacks. One.
This won't kill me.
It might kill you. You're not looking good. But how are you looking? You're a little bit low, not too bad though. Right, let's bear's endurance you. Should have given you more hit points, but I didn't.
I always survive.
Right. Let's move you forward a bit. Let's burning hands in that direction. Not quite as effective as I would have liked. Why you gotta pick on the
Let's
healer?
try this way.
Come on, mess him up. But yeah, I'm very much. I'm a fan of the game. I mean, I've enjoyed the game up until that part. I've been a little bit frustrated when it's like I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, and all I'm doing at the moment is dying in other chapters. But then it's like, you know what? I'm just going to leave that area. I'm going to come back to it. So yeah, I'll vocalize my criticisms of the game, but at the same token, it's like if anybody wanted to get as close to possible as the tabletop role-playing experience pen and paper, I would recommend this game simply on the grounds of how accurately it plays out. You know, especially when you turn it into turn-based combat, rather than trying to leave it on the real time. Oh, you died. Oh, Octavia, that was not pleasant. Right. If in doubt, wander fireball on the ground right in front of you. Octavia, please don't kill yourself. Yeah, you'll be fine. Jesus, these guys are messing me up.
This should do it. Left yourself open.
Right, could we move back a little bit and heal up a little bit? Why are you attacking the person on the ground? It's not very nice. Well, she's dead now. See, I do like my Blade Master when I actually manage to hit. It's just sometimes the hitting is so difficult.
So it's come to this.
You know, one of the interesting things. Have you paid much attention to Wrath of the Righteous? Because but again, I was so like I never got around to playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, but then as soon as they announced a Kickstarter for Wrath of the Righteous, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy that. Not even played Kingmaker through to completion.
Risk.
Still haven't, as you can tell, but I'd not even started playing it on stream when they announced that, but it was like, no, I'll buy that. One of the things I like about the way that Paizo do things is every adventure path they introduce a new and different mechanic. Such as in Kingmaker, it was the fact that you're ruling a kingdom.
This will hurt.
I don't know what the mechanic is, strictly speaking, for Wrath of the Righteous. I suspect that it's something to do with armies or mass So I'm not entirely sure how they're going to play that out. That thing gets a lot of attacks. And I've just realized I cannot afford to die again, or else I'm just straight up
Let's
dead.
try this way.
And it's a load screen for me. Oh, come on. I get 4 attacks and none of them hit. Right. Luckily not too much is doing damage right now. Apart from that guy, and he's not doing that much damage. That was 23 points of damage, and Tristan just healed for 27. So I'm good for now. Right. I can't move around there to
This should
mess
do
the
it.
thing up yet. There we go. We hit once. Right, can you just... No, we can't. Scorching Ray. Is that going to work? Who knows? Nope, it didn't. But yeah, Wrath of the Righteous, as far as I'm aware of the I'm not, but I'm impressed how they identify the systems that we like to play. How do you mean, sorry?
Let us strike as one.
As in they decided to implement Pathfinder?
Calm down. Not dead yet.
I could do with more healing all the live long day. This combat has become ridiculously just trying to hit things.
Do not falter.
Come on, finish it off. Nope, okay, don't. Right, heal. Yes, that is one of my bugbears about some video games. Is aesthetics is nice, but the mechanics is more important. And I just died. Great stuff. You know, I do feel to a certain degree I'd rather play a game. Right, so
Don't hesitate.
this fly trap is not going to
I'm
be too
listening.
difficult. I remember
This
that
didn't
much.
work. I must be doing it wrong.
Ready and willing.
But I do also want to move
I am
you
your shield.
away from the back because things are going to spawn in there. But we do want to be more this side of the map because that's where everybody's going to come in. So move you up a little bit.
Consider me provoked.
And that's not going to help too much, so I need to switch out for Hurricane Bow. But yeah, I'd rather take a game on the mechanical side of things than, you know, the graphical. You know, one of the things that I do not like is the Final Fantasy series. That's just personal opinion. I'm not after starting a war here over it or anything. But I feel that they focus so much on visual and how pretty it looks, and the mechanic of the game tends to be very simplistic. And so, like,
Do not falter.
the story
Onwards.
is there, but the mechanic is slow. Oh, don't move towards Octavia. That's
Hey.
not nice.
Can someone help me?
Yeah, that's a problem.
I'll fight if I have to.
Right, move
Stay behind me.
around there to get in its
Let
way.
us strike as one.
No, yeah, and I agree with you. It's all like, I love the way that this works, the way that this game is. But at the same token, I agree with you completely. It's all like, I'd rather play a game because of the mechanics rather than, you know, just all like yeah, it looks pretty. I mean, I feel to a certain degree there are some companies, because one of the things, you know, after finishing Pathfinder Kingmaker, I do have intentions of going into other games. And some of them are older than Pathfinder. Some of them are newer, but have... yeah, I fear this is going to be very boring. Not a huge fan of FF either. Yeah.
You can't stop me.
It's just one of them. It's like... I know so many people who are fans of FF, and I've played a few. You know, this is one of the things that's all like... I dislike people. If somebody turned around to me and it's all like, oh, you know, I don't see why you're playing Pathfinder, and it's all, well, have you ever sat down and tried to play it and really gotten into it? It's all like, no, it just looks boring. It's all like, well, shut up then. Because if you've not played it, I don't think that you kind of deserve to be able to pass comments on things. So I have played a couple of the FF games, but there was one, I can't remember which number it was now, there's so many. But it was so I spent 24 hours on the game and gotten off the first disc out of God knows how many.
You think that hurt?
And it was so like...
Let us strike as one.
Oh yeah, you're almost to the point where it starts getting interesting, and it's like, you what? I've spent 24 hours, and I'm not up to the interesting part yet? It was at that point that I just basically took the disc out of the console, put it back in the box, and sold the whole bleeding lot. You know, I've not got a problem with people who are a fan of those kind of games, but just not for me.
Consider me provoked.
And, oh my word, if we could just move this along. There we go. A couple of hits. But yeah,
This is for you.
on the list of other games to play, I've got Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. Because I've done the same that I've done with Pathfinder Kingmaker, where it's all, I get a few hours into it, then I sort of like go, you know what, I'll put this down for a while and never pick it back up again, which is why I've started streaming. Because then it's all on a schedule, and it's like, I didn't really feel like playing this today because of how frustrating the other place is. But at the same token, it was like, no, I gotta stream, I've got a schedule, I'm gonna stick with it. And yeah, I'm making progress. And so, Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. Torment, Tides of Numenera.
You can't stop me.
There's also scope for potentially doing Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, but I'm not entirely sure if I like those games. It seems very much sort of save, reload, try again kind of style. They break the fourth wall occasionally, which is not something I particularly enjoy in video games at times. Alright, okay, come on, finish this off. There we go. And everybody else arrives. And this time we're all huddled in the same-ish area. So hopefully this will be slightly easier to... Right, this is Chiron, move up that way. Let's move you to the front. That is terrible. Oh, Jesus. Move back a little bit. How's everybody looking for a heal? That's great. Got a lot of healing into Octavia. Right. Move up. Mess that thing up. Oof. 1 point of damage. I can't believe she didn't get around in all of that. I could have... Anyway. Right. Octavia. Let's have a haste. Where's haste got to? There's haste. I played everything until you mentioned Divinity. You think? Yeah, Divinity is one of them games that is a bit weird in, first of all, its history, because they could never settle on a name. Because you've got Divine Divinity, which is the original, Beyond Divinity, Divinity Dragon Commander, Divinity Original Sin, Divine Divinity, Divinity Original Sin 2. And there is one, it is all set in the same world. Yeah, the first one, and that was kind of like Diablo, yeah, but it was just a massive game. And again, it was one of them where you could very easily... It was... One of the nice things was that it was an open world. One of the annoying things was it was an open world and it was very easy to say, like, oh, I wonder what's down... Blah, you're dead. There was no autosave. Not even sure if there was a quick save. It was probably a quick save, but I knew that there wasn't much in the way of an autosave. Because I just remember it's like, oh yeah, I'm having fun, killing things, going in this direction. Oh, that's an interesting thing over there, let's go into it. And, oh, I've just opened this door up and the bad guys in this place are just overpowering. Why was that a thing? And... yeah, one of the things, you know, I'm not a massive fan of Diablo. They're alright if I don't want to think about what I'm doing. I've played and completed Diablo 2, Diablo 3. But one of the things that really, it's a no-brainer, and one of the things that I don't like about them is, especially when you get the same era, because you've got Baldur's Gate, and if you walk up to a guy in Baldur's Gate and he looks like he's wearing leather armor and you stab him, there's a 90% chance that he's going to drop leather armor. If you come across a bad guy with a fancy looking sword, you stab him, chances are he's going to drop a fancy looking sword. Diablo, it's all down to RNGesus. Because it doesn't matter what he looks like, it doesn't matter what they might appear to be carrying. You can stab a bunch of flies that are flying around, and it'll drop a full suit of armor. And it's like, okay, but I didn't need the full suit of armor, I need leather armor because that's my build. Or light armor, whatever. I can't remember too much. Okay, don't really need that. Communal energy, not great. Bane, might use that in a bit. Let's bless. Where's my bless? Bless seems like a good idea right now. Right. Mess up.
This should do it.
Or don't. There we go. Mess it up. Sounds like a good idea. I kind of want to keep some of your spells for when everything else is here. Let's have a scorching. Okay, miss it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, at the same token, you know, Diablo, it's got its flaws, but at least you don't have to think about it too much. You can just run around, have fun. It's very action RPG.
Do not falter.
Which is what it's supposed to be. But when you compare it to the sort of like high plot, detailed narrative of Baldur's Gate and other games like that, it just seems to me to pale. And I've just remembered I need to switch Amory's weapon. Can we please finally get rid of this one?
Yeah.
Okay, don't. See if I can. I do can. Right, Octavia. Now that everybody's here, can we get a slow? There we go. Right, Amory, start on. Oh no! Start by switching your weapon back to the one that you've got focus in, because you hit so much better with that one. That is so annoying. Just stop it.
Onwards.
Alright, gonna have to bust out a heal because people are not looking so healthy. That was not a great heal. Yeah, I've never been a fan of the games where it's like a high score and winning. Or to a certain degree just getting lucky, which is what I feel half of Diablo was. Can I distract some of you guys by throwing you into a pit? Ooh, something failed. Right. There we go. Finally got rid of that one. Okay, you're attacking Valerie, that's great.
Stay behind me.
What am I doing? I've had a brain fart. There we go. Okay, more things just fell into the pit. Great stuff. That's not a great stuff. Right, get rid of that spider.
Calculated risk.
What do I have? I got more pits. Not webs, I got more pits. You do not have much in the way of useful stuff. Let's magic missile that. It's always good just for a little bit of damage. Right. Can you take care of that spider? There we go. Thank you, Amory. But yeah, I'm much more of a fan of games with a narrative, and the Divinity series has a halfway decent narrative. The only problem is it's one of them games which is very large, so if you're not careful you get overwhelmed on that side. It doesn't take itself very seriously. Like I say, occasionally it'll just completely break the fourth wall and make jokes at itself, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but I do feel that it distracts away from the plot at sometimes the wrong moments in time. And so yeah, as we can see, with this pit, it took 2 of the spiders out. It allows me to basically remaneuver everybody while we're waiting for it to disappear. Oops. I didn't mean to loot. Cypress Queen's Crown. Okay. So that while they're all in the pit struggling, I can do some cleanup. I can get people into the right positions. You know, is anybody tremendously poisoned? I think the only one is Anne-Marie, who's not desperately poisoned, so I'm not going to clear that up. I'm going to bust out another heal, and then I might do some buffing, just in the hopes that when these things do come out, it's not going to be a complete pain in the ass. Full strength on Anne-Marie. And yeah, because it doesn't take itself too seriously, and there is a plot there, and it's very open world, it's not very clear what you're supposed to be paying attention to. Because I don't think it even divides the plot, the quests up into, so like, this is a story plot, this is what you need to be doing. These are side quests, these are what you could be doing. And yes, to a certain degree, if you're paying attention to, so like, talk to this person, but then it's like, oh, go into this town and talk to this person here, and you start picking up a few of the side quests, and then all of a sudden, you know, 2 hours later, it's like, what was the main plot again? You have no chance. Let's put a bear's endurance on Valerie. This is about the only thing that I don't like about the pits, is there's no way to dismiss them. So it's essentially just round by round way. Oh, there we go. It's finally over. The spiders are out of the pit. Right, go fuck that one.
This way.
Or miss completely. But it was really good having that pit there, just to take a couple of them out while I deal with everything else. And now we just have the main spider matriarch without having to deal with, you know, the Hydra and the 4 other spiders. Right. I kind of got a little bit messed up. I don't think I'm desperately low. No, not yet. So let's just poke it with arrows. Maybe. That's not a good sign.
This should do it.
It missed. Great stuff. Might back away from it though, because I really don't want to die again. Being so close to it. What do you have? I've not used too many of your spells. Everybody's still blessed. That's a positive. I've used that up. No point in using that one. You're not having to desperately tank it up. I might actually remove that angelic expect. I thought it was something that I could apply to somebody else, and it's like, oh, that's pretty good. But then it's like, no, it's only just going to be yourself, and it's like, Tristan doesn't get into a fist fight. Yeah, no. I mean, I've got this. That might do something. It's not bad. Well, let's give it one more stab at it, and then next round I'll move away. Come on, we're nearly there.
Tear them apart!
There we go. Right. I have to figure out what I'm supposed to do with you. I'm supposed to just set fire to you? Oh, you do have hit points.
This will hurt. They go down!
Yeah, you might have missed a minute. I don't think I mentioned much of interest. I mentioned the pits being really useful. I don't think I talked about much in terms of video games apart from repeating myself, which
I'll try to make this swift.
just because I'm trying to concentrate on gaming and talking at the same time, and it's not always the easiest of things. Right, I think I need to use fire on this thing. I'm going to assume that I need to use fire on this thing and burn
Let's
it.
try this way.
Because that seems like a sensible thing to do. Flower's mysterious glow fades, allowing you to take a closer look at the strange thing. Once a thing of beauty and elegance, now the dried flower barely clings to its wilted stalks. All the moisture abandons the plant along with its magical glow. The petals become a grey and sagging, like the wings of a wounded bird. It looks like only the root, which clings desperately to the cave floor, still maintains some life. Don't waste your time, Baron. Burn this offspring of evil before tragedy repeats itself. I realize this plant is an instrument of evil, but must we destroy it? All it wanted was to bloom. Do not delay and perform your duty, Baron. Burn the spawn of another world down to protect your people. So this is where those ugly things came from. Well, what are you waiting for? Burn it to hell. Burn the flower, because I don't trust this game. A single spark is enough for the flower to catch fire. As if in pain, the plant writhes, desperately trying to avoid the flames engulfing it. Moments later, it collapses and disintegrates into ash. The flower is extinguished. It will never grow again. And all that remains is a twisted, blackened root. Enter your throne room and hold council. I have never been so happy to hear those words. Right, where's my dagger? Right, how messed up am I stat-wise? Not too bad. Not great. Okay.
Right here, my friend.
Let's get me patched up because I died at least once. Ooh, it restores everything. Great stuff. I wasn't sure if it... Because lesser restoration, I think it picks off the most damaged. Came here to watch a play of the game anyway. No thanks for this enjoyable chat, not leaving. Yeah, no worries. Glad you're sticking around. Yes, I need to loot this place. I forgot that was a thing that I'd not done. I think I might have also picked up some other stuff. Ooh, hair splitter. Oh, and it's an S-Talk, whatever an S-Talk is.
In due
It's one of the things I like about Pathfinder is you've got lots of different options for weapons, but I decided at some point to go down the weapon focus of punch dagger because they sound cool, and I think I had a reasonably decent one at the time. It was like a +1 punch dagger. Have I found any decent punch daggers since? No, I have not. I have found Kariki, but they're a exotic weapon, so I can't use them. So I've got this Chaos Shard and Arcane Protector, which are fine, but I don't have the weapon focus. There are so many different blades in... or so many different styles of weapon in Pathfinder without... how dare you not do subscribe to the belief of the longsword? I mean, I'm a blade master, so I get bonuses for short little daggers, which is really nice. But yeah, it's one of them where it's like, what weapon do you choose? And yeah, you can take longsword. But are you actually going to find a half-decent longsword in the game? We're just going to take a quick look at what we do. Frost Composite Bow. It's a Savage Bow, which is... cast Falcon aspect of the Falcon 3 times per day as per for 1 minute each time. The wielder assumes... oh yeah, that was... that makes the crit a lot bigger, and yeah. What else do we have? The S-Tock. So like, what's an S-Tock when it's at home? I think it's like a rapier. Not sure. Javelin. Who uses javelins? Masterwork Bastard. Masterwork Elven Curved. Masterwork Great Club. I mean, I've got the Crusher. So, which is more Amory style anyway. Branded mail +3. I don't think anybody's wearing branded mail. I mean, technically it's as good as that, but it doesn't have an adamantine. It's lighter though. Incredible Dex. That's not useful. Still not entirely sure what to do with, you know. I'm a terrible habit of every last bit of irony I am failing on. Not sure what you mean by that. I could be missing something. I don't get a lot of references because I live under a rock, culturally speaking. I have a terrible habit. So I like to hoard things. I've got so many potions, so many scrolls, and so many wands, and it's like, I'm probably never going to use this wand of lightning bolt. I might do, but probably won't. But I'll still keep it, not selling it, because you never know when you might just need a wand of lightning bolt. And this Peridot Withering Wyvern, 1 charge, cast to level 7, summons a Wyvern. Probably going to keep hold of it. Possibly never going to use it because I want to make sure that I use it at precisely the right combat. Yeah, leave. Go back to my castle. Stay there. Never leave again. Hopefully Lindsay is there. It's the first time I've ever I'm gonna spoil a thing here or whatever. I mean, are you saying that there's a massively overpowerful longsword in the game? Right, it's gonna take a day and a half to get back. Don't care, we're going home. Oh, you use it once a day. Okay, because there's no... See, this is the thing. A wand has charges. You use up all the charges, and it's gone. It's expired. The figurine is once per day, yeah, for 10 minutes. It doesn't make that very clear because it's like, yes, it's available once per day, but was that, you know, could you find one with 3 charges and you could use it once a day? And yeah, but okay. I mean, I might use that slightly more often then. I'll give that to myself. Because that could have actually become useful at some point. But, oh well. Yeah, live and learn. Okay, I'm back in my... No, I'm not quite in my kingdom. Continue and stop. Let's have a look at what's happened and if there's anything I can deal with before I get back. Honor the fallen. Pay tribute to those who felt fighting against the balloon. Need to go to the throne room for that. Letter from Magavan. Need to go to the throne room for that. Fey magic. You're not busy at the moment. Go off and deal with that. The wise man. Nope, nobody can deal with that right now. And amazing discovery. Valerie, you go deal with that. How am I doing? Oh, I've got 130 build points. I think that means I can build a village. I'll figure that out later. For now, I just want to go home. Rest in a bed.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
I took rations because one of the tooltips in the game is always like, when in a dungeon you can't rest unless you've got rations. So I bought some rations for this expedition. Totally pointless because the only place that you can rest isn't actually a resting spot which requires rations, and I am not daft enough to rest in the first level of a dungeon. You might as well just walk out and walk back later. Onion soup it is for everybody.
You fight good, but you're boring. A block, a lunge, all with a shield in your hand. Where's the fun in that? Just imagine, hit one in the ear, the other in the jaw, and punch the third one so hard he sees above the clouds.
If it weren't for my shield, the whole party would spend all we have on healing potions. You like cracking skulls, and I'm perfectly content with that. But you'd better let me watch your back. It'll be a lot safer for you.
So yeah, I took rations, turned out to be totally pointless. I'm back home at last. I can finally fill in that 6th slot. And tell Lindsay off for dying. And getting yonked out, that's another annoying thing about that. It's just like, she'd have just died and stayed in place. Finally, good news, Your Grace. Magar Van, the ruler of Varnhall, has sent aid. Together with goods came a messenger with a letter for you. Here, please take it. Most Honourable Baron Chiron, This is your good neighbor Maegor Van, the ruler of Varnhold, writing. The terrible news that your lands are being swarmed by loathsome monsters has just reached me. Without wishing to cast any doubt on your valor and combat prowess, I nevertheless dare to suggest my help in these dark times. Unfortunately, I cannot lend you my sword. All my warriors are busy protecting our roads. There have just been too many bandits in Dunswood, but as a sign of utmost respect, I send you some valuable resources along with this letter. Let them serve you and your people well in these harsh days. I am sure that you would do the same in my place and would never leave Varnhold without help. Therefore, do not perceive this as an attempt to indebt you to myself. My help is free. I offer it of my own volition. Barons like ours need to stick together in a steadfast alliance. If one falls, the other will follow. Together we can withstand any menace, even the likes that the stolen lands are famed for. P.S. I do not dare insist, knowing your hardship, but I do remind you that I would be delighted to welcome you to Varnhold at any time. Respectfully yours, Baron Maegor Van.
I tire.
Your Grace, do you have a moment? Keston and I have a matter to discuss with you.
Who's Keston again? Is that the sleazeball kind of person? What has you so excited, Jord?
It's about the old prison, the one we were using as a field hospital. Now that the season of bloom has passed, the field hospital is unnecessary. However, the capital would certainly benefit from having a clinic. Right now, those harmed in the attack have nowhere to go to receive medical aid.
In my opinion, Your Grace, our top priority should be securing the safety of the people returning to the city. I believe we should convert the old prison into guards' headquarters.
We've argued in circles on the matter, Your Grace, but it is ultimately your decision anyway. We'll abide by your orders.
The capital could use a clinic.
A wise decision, Your Grace. I'll begin the search for proper healers immediately.
New event. Open a hospital. Oh god, a dwarf. Dagon bows from the waist to address you ceremoniously. Greetings, Your Grace. By tradition, if a worthy ruler is a patron to a master, the master gives generously in return. I have come to honor this tradition. Please accept this. I worked hard on it. I hope it serves you well. Thank you for your gift. It is a pleasure to work hard for such an honorable lord. Yay, free gifts.
The season of bloom was over. Its invasion of magical beasts stopped. Finally getting a break, it was time for us to restore the capital and count our losses.
Alright, let's have a look at this, see if there's anything I can really do in the meantime. A neighbouring baron heard of your strife and sent help. We got some economics and relations. To pay tribute to fallen, got community and loyalty. Projects, open a hospital. Need one of those three in that position. It's going to boost them up, community and loyalty. It's more the community that needs to go up and the divine a little bit. But they're very busy dealing with things. Oof, yeah, it's going to take a while. But I think we're good for now. What am I... Okay, the season of bloom is over.
That is not far.
So I'm kind of waiting for the next thing to happen. But for now, let's go to bed.
As it should be.
Nothing exploded while I slept. Oh yeah, I got a thingy. What did I get? Oh, ankle breaker is a heavy crossbow. 1d10 plus 1 enhancement. Slowdown. Info. This crossbow has a chance to slow an enemy on hit. Whenever you hit scores a hit with the weapon, your opponent becomes slowed for 1d4 rounds and will save 14 DC negates if these effects do not stack additional hits. Instead, add to the duration. Yeah, that's interestingly useful. Slightly better than the masterwork light crossbow I got lying around and using. Welcome to my stash of junk. Where's the other stuff of the Cypress Queen? I have so much crap in here. Yeah, it's all the things where it's like, oh, that might come in useful at some point. Never know when it'll actually come in useful, if it'll ever come in useful. I think these are one of the things, if I was to ever replay this game, and I'm sort of like hit and miss as to whether I'm actually going to do that or not. Now that I know where the frustrating bits are, I feel that I could handle them a lot better, because it's like, okay, yeah, before going there I want to make sure that I'm sorted at least a little bit. But at the same token, it's those moments where it's like, I really can't be arsed dealing with this again, so I'm not sure if I am. But these things where it's like, oh, the scorched fragments of a necklace. Oh yeah, you need to collect 8 of these, or however many it is, and there's just so many of these things. And no real indication of where they are. So I think if I was to play it again, I would look up where these things are and make sure that I hit every single one of them just to find out what they are, because it's I have no idea. Does that everything onto you? Till we meet again. Slowly becoming rich. But yeah, if I was to play it again, make sure that I hit all of these different things, find them all, no matter how well hidden they are. Probably play a character with really high perception. I'm out of coffee. Oh, I got another. I usually stream for about 3 hours, so I've got another about 25 minutes left. Half an hour. Do I want to go get a coffee though? I'm gonna go get a drink. I'm just gonna put this on, be right back for a moment. Just while I get a drink. BRB. And I am back. Sorry about that. It's just one of them. It's like constantly talking for 3 hours will eventually dry your throat out. And it's not the worst thing in the world, but at the same token, it's one of them. It's like, rather just get a brew and carry on rather than trying to push through. Because talking for hours on end without a brew isn't pleasant. Okay. Do we know if these guys ever really restock their guts? Or is it a case of I'm looking for bigger and better merchants that will appear as the kingdom evolves? Because one of the interesting things is that, like, I've currently got 30,000 gold. And I can't really think of much to spend it on. Apart from doing... That was very loud, whoever that was. Plentiful hunts. This ring grants +1 luck bonus on damage rolls with bows. Okay. King of Beasts. Stubborn Fury. Oh, yeah, the Stubborn Fury is one of them where it's like, it really doesn't make sense. You know, having Amory basically rage and then get fatigued for a short while afterwards is a little bit annoying, especially if the rage bounces during combat, because you're not going to be able to rage again, possibly for the rest of combat. But instead of becoming fatigued after raging, the wearer takes 1 damage for each round of a 1 damage each round for a number of rounds equal to 2 times the number of rounds spent in the rage. Which is basically a complicated way of saying, for if they rage for 10 rounds, they take 1 point per round for 20 rounds. And it's like, why would you want to take damage instead of being fatigued? I mean, I suppose that if you were wanting to very carefully spread out your rage, you could rage for a couple of rounds, not rage for a couple of rounds, not rage, and because it's not being fatigued, you can do that. You just have to offset the minor amount of damage that you're going to take. But at the same token, she's got 25 rounds of rage. If you rage throughout the entire combat, that's 50 points of damage you're going to have to deal with at the end. I mean, one of the things that I could do is just blow all my money on build points. I don't have 2 million, but, you know, that'd help me build up my country a little bit better. I could possibly do with more diamond dust. The diamond dust vendor is over here. Services, I could use the help of Jack. Diamond dust. Let's take... I got 3, so... Whoops. 90... Deal. I'll take 5 grand's worth of diamond dust. Oh yeah, I've got stuff to sell as well. If it's got a name, I'll... Yeah... If it's got a name, I'll keep it. If it hasn't, I'll just sell it. Apart from maybe that. Cold iron is useful. But I'm not sure who's got what. Okay, deal. And let's double check. You've got a bastard sword and a cold iron longsword. I want a cold iron bastard sword. That's what I want. Well, that's a cold iron longsword +1. That's a cold iron longsword +1. Okay, I don't really need that. And where's Ekundeo? Do you really need another bow? I mean, it doesn't hurt to have another bow. Maybe I should have checked you before selling that armor. Yeah, well. Right. And what are you? Class. You are a knife master. Okay, yeah, that was a weird thing I found. It's all, out of all the classes that I chose to take, just so happened that I took the same one as a goblin. You know, something like 80 different classes, specific ones as well, because it's all you could forgive it if you had two fighters, one being, you know, Valerie being the tower shield specialist, and you being a eldritch knight or whatever flavor they are in this game. But to have me pick out the very specific blade master archetype of the rogue, and it to be so like there's an archetype, there's a knife master archetype in the game. It's just like, oh, okay, that's curious. Right, I'm gonna drop off the rest of this stuff, and then I'm probably gonna go out and explore for a little bit. Do I need to? I mean, I don't really need these rations for the moment, but I'll forget that they're in there. But yeah, I've found these Kuriki, which is Mother's Care, Mother's Warmth, Gift of Death. I have a feeling there's another Kuriki somewhere, and it's like, they're really nice weapons. Knife happens, master. But yeah, just see, this is the thing where it's like, it's nice that you've got all these different weapons in Pathfinder. This is something that I was ranting on about earlier. It's like, but at the same token, if I'd known that there'd be decent Kuriki in the game, then I would have chosen Kuriki as my speciality type. I didn't. I chose Punching Dagger, and so far that literally is the best Punching Dagger that I've found. A +1 Punching Dagger. Whereas I've found plenty of Kuriki, you know, I think that was the first one where it's just so like unholy sacrificial. Found that in the Goblin Fort. Found that in the Goblin Fort where it's, you know, finesse, frost, keen. You know, it's got a crit range of 15 to 20. On both of those. That's just ridiculous. But no, apparently, you know, because I didn't choose that particular build. Right, I just want to double check this, because I have a feeling there's something that I'm supposed to do. But I keep forgetting to do at some point. Which is... yeah, I'm supposed to do this at some point to rank up the loyalty. Now it makes too much difference because I've not got that. I could go out and go to see. I need to find out. I can never remember how I'm supposed to build villages. I think I need to be... is it on this map? Yes, it is on this map, because I can see the little flags. Okay. Right. That's Nalkeep. That's a big place. I'm not entirely sure, to a certain degree, if it's best to have them close together, spread out on different rivers. I'm just going to build them all around this lake. That sounds like a good idea. Shambling Seps, 50 build points. Done. Built. Enter it. Let's give it a couple of buildings at least. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do buildings just yet. One of the things is whatever it was, there's a thing that you can accept, and if you accept it, you get unfair prices. Agreement with Isoft Thelamus turned out to be less profitable. Rest of Buildings Guild are charging us unfair prices. All the cost of buildings are increased by 25%, and I don't like wasting money. So I'm going to keep these basically unbuilt until I have everything I want, apart from... Do I have some quest? I can't see the quest screen from here. I think that's in the right... Yeah, Gameslands. After we acquire the Gameslands, several farmers express we want to establish a settlement there and visit it to meet them. Okay, I need to go there and visit them. I like the way that I literally just built that place, but I already had a quest to go visit that place. So I'm kind of glad that I built it close by. Then I might go see that other Baron. Because he keeps on inviting me and I don't go. Right. And now, Lindsay, you're back in the group. Finally. Yeah, one of the things is, as you can possibly tell, I don't take these people out to play very often, so I don't even bother leveling them up. I appreciate that I could cycle round, but I'm trying to go for... When I first started playing, I basically put it to chat that they choose my alignment, and they went, lawful good, and it's like, okay, fine, we'll be lawful good. But at the same token, it's like, I'm trying to stick to that. Figure I should be more lawful than I am good, if I don't have a choice. Greedy tax collector. Craftsman submitted a complaint against the tax collector. According to the craftsman, the tax collector demanded double payment this month. The collector admitted that he'd taken some of the taxes he collected, and then tried to collect the tax again to hide his crime. No, I failed. Whoops. The court cartographer reported that some of the Baron's map appeared to be outdated, which your advisors could get a help on a scholar, didn't assign. Lost that opportunity as well. Have you finished telling me that I screwed up things? Didn't really want to know that. I'm a Baron, I don't want bad news. But yeah, because this is the thing, it's all, I appreciate that you can't build the perfect group, because I'm lawful good, and you might find somebody. Is there anybody who's lawful good? Ekan, do you? He seems more neutral good. But yeah, these are mainly the 6. I started off my journey with Harim, but he's really depressing and I think slightly evil. But I'm trying to favor lawful first, good second, and I've got a reasonable mix. I mean, Amory's kind of the oddball out there. It's just, I like her style, and she's not the worst. You know, there are some people who are very vocal if you don't do exactly what they expect. And Amory, it's like, she's very like, do it or don't. I'm not really all that fussed, but I really want to punch that guy in the face. And it's like, Amory, we shouldn't really go punching around people in the face. And it's like, fine. I want to go punch something else now, but we'll not punch that one guy. But yeah, I think to a certain degree, you know, this is one of the reasons why it's like, I'm a little bit, do I want to do another playthrough of this when I'm finished? I'd like to see how much the story and the narrative changes were you to play evil people. First, while the Wildfist, an elderly half-orc, looks at you without any friendliness. His clothes are covered with spots. And he looks exhausted and sickly. What are you looking at? Can't you see Master Varsek is not well? On my last legs, go along and leave me to my unhappy fate. Despite the cantankerous tone, there is a certain confidence in the half-orc's voice, especially with how proudly he spoke the word master. Attack! No. What happened to you? What happened? It was a calamity. I was going about my business and then I fell ill. Cut down by fever. I've been burning up for 3 weeks. I thought I'd die more than once. A local merchant saved me. A kind soul, damn him. He saved me, but not for free. Took everything I had as payment, even my precious work tools and the last of my treasures. I'm useless like this. What good am I to anyone? But if I got my tools back, I'd be quite alright. I used to make such weapons and armor. They sold faster than I could make them. But without my tools, I'm useless. If you tried to use a regular hammer to forge like I do, you'd just ruin a good thing. I'd bend the tongues and it wouldn't make anything worth putting my name to. That trickster got everything I need. The half-orc pierces you with his angry eyes. Listen, I can tell you got money. Maybe you need an armor. If you can help me, I'll serve you. I'll make you a formidable weapons for you. Ones that just beg for enemy's blood. But first, I need my tools back. Yep, if you give us a follow, and if you don't already, and come back anytime. I'm usually here same times, same time on the Thursdays, 3 hours earlier on the Tuesdays. But yep, nice speaking to you too. Daddy bye. I thought you were. I thought your name looked familiar, but I just wanted to get in that. I'm a streamer. It's what I'm supposed to say. Daddy bye. What is your name? Varisk. Varisk the Wildfist, they call me. I was once an armor and weapon maker. I'm more of a corpse than a master now. Some evil people took everything from me. My family, my house, my craft, even my tools. Everything. I won't distract you from your woes. The half-orc harumph brashly in response. His eyes seem disappointed. What option? Did it give... to help this guy? I don't get it. Okay. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to just remember it. How many Varrics tools? Deal. Buy them both. Here are your tools. The half-orc touches the tools tenderly, as if he can't believe his eyes, and then clutches them tightly as he can. Can I have them back? Really? Thank you very much. Well now, I'll be alright. I'll have food on the table. I'll get rid of this damn fever and do what I promised my children, and I'll keep my promise. Give me a place to set up shop and I'll work hard to repay you. Did I need to buy both of them, or now do I have a spare set? I have a spare set apparently. The priest. What services can you offer? I could use a... Ah, okay. So it's just a... They shared the same stock. It's a little bit weird. Because I left these things back in the capital, and I'd already bought 90 diamond dust. Bit of a con. Nazriel, priest, trader. Who's Nazriel? The stunning elven lady turns to you, her hair immaculate, her eyes are deep water, her beauty is like a bird of prey. She is also heavily armed. As she sees you, her superiority fades, leaving a charming smile on her face. How fortunate, Your Grace. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Nazriela, the weaponsmith. I can craft the deadliest weapons mortals can make. I'd like to take the opportunity to pay my respects. As soon as I found out you were here, I dispatched one of my apprentices, but of course that bonehead failed his mission. Would you like to hear an offer that would be to our mutual benefit? What do you have to offer? I hope to start serving you in exchange for your protection. You see, my creations are not to everyone's likings. In the lands where I come from, demand for artful blades is low. The heavier and cheaper ones are better for peasants. I had to swallow my pride and do such work merely to survive. I know that serving you will allow me to earn true recognition. I am offering you a contract. You will provide me a workplace and necessary resources. I shall fill your arsenal with perfect instruments of death. More, I will craft for you personally an amazing and deadly weapon for which there is no equal. I have been looking for a warrior worthy of this masterpiece. All you need to do is sign a contract and place your first order. Do we have a deal? Who are you? An artist, one of a kind. I create weapons, not just pointy iron sticks, but real weapons. Alas, not every domain appreciates high quality and expensive blades. I hope you're a generous patron and a appreciative connoisseur. I agree, this is a terrible idea, but I have no reason to think that they're lying to me, so I agree, and they'll probably bite me in the arse later and take all my money. Thank you. Sign here, please. Sign here. Done. All right. No one can touch a court blacksmith. I will order my apprentices to pack up their materials and take them to the new workshop, which you will kindly provide me with. As soon as I'm settled, I'll send one of my people to deliver your order. I have a feeling that's just going to be expensive and not really worth it. But alas, the sacrifices I make for being a little bit naive. Right, let's have a quick look and see how expensive these things are going to be, and if it's worth waiting for. Yeah, 38 build points. This humble shop for a local artisan, +1 to economy when built adjacent to a tavern or longhouse. And Vax weapon shop. A humble shop for a local artisan, +1 economy to the adjacent to a tavern or a longhouse. I mean, if I build that one there, and that one there, tavern or longhouse. Longhouse is really expensive, so let's just build the tavern right now. I'll build a longhouse later. I know that I shouldn't, and I said that I wouldn't, but at the same token, it just makes sense to me to build them as quickly as possible because, you know, everybody likes good weapons. I want to rank up that as soon as possible. Which I just remembered I was saving up to do. Was I saving up to do? I think I was saving up to do other things as well. But I need build points for. Alright, it is coming up to time. On what I've been doing. 225 days on that. See, I can't remember where Varnhold is. Oh, it's Dunwoods. Outskirts, Shriek. Varnhold. Varnhold. There we go. Path to this place is unknown. Have I explored? I have not explored this place. I've not really claimed all of these little dots around here. There's 3 which will take 45. I'm just gonna start buying up. I want 45. Oops. It's really annoying that it plays around with it like that. It's basically I'm trying to type in a higher number than that I can actually afford. Claim. Go there so I can claim that one as well. And then I'll finish exploring. It's community, economy. Economy is 3 if I want. Iron Mine Refugee Camp. Let's see what else is in my little town. Oh, troubleshooter finished. Lindsay, unknown troublemakers are spurring the people to rebel against their rule. Grumblings of popular discontent can be heard in the capital. Advisors should either answer to the rabble rises or nip the rebellion in the bud. A few celebrations and a fair, and the happy people soon forgot the troubles and instigators' words. Can Lindsay deal with this one? She can do. A promising magician and scientist arrived in the region from abroad. He's looking for a quiet place where he won't be disturbed. The authorities may benefit from cooperation with him.
We should gather our strength.
Use the rations, might as well. Fish on a stick. Okay, let's put you back over there and you there. Inspire competence. Sure, why not?
Does anyone else want tea? It's growing quite chilly this evening.
Thank you, Octavia. Your tea is magical. I mean, I don't mean you used magic to make it. Although you might have, of course. I mean, you could have, but not necessarily. That is to say, thank you.
Random encounter. Get ready. I pushed my luck. I'm gonna see if I can't save before it drops me into combat. No, I can't. I'm getting ambushed. Hello, peasants. Priest of Lamashtu, several figures clad in dark clothes stand before you. The darkness hides their bodies, the hoods draped their features in shadow. Baron Chiron, no fear, for your time has come. Who are you? Great Mother, ancestries of monsters, Lamashtu herself has called us upon us to track you down and deal with you the way you deserve. In your pride, you overstepped yourself and incurred the anger of the patroness of all dark and distorted. The priests of Lamashtu have the... Can I just stab him while he's talking, please? The priests of Lamashtu have their own paths, unknown to simple mortals like you. By interfering with the cycle of worshipping, making one of the goddess's priestess leave her sacred ways, you've forever covered yourself with shame in the eye of Lamashtu. For the persecution of those under the protection of our goddess, for your crimes committed against the Great Mother, you are hereby marked in her eyes. The goddess herself revealed the punishment to us through nightmares. It falls upon us to curse the heretic who has wronged her. Lamashtu is called the Mother of Monsters and the Mistress of Insanity for a reason. She is fond of curses. Be careful. Are you ready to bend before the will of Lamashtu? I'll stop at nothing until I destroy your cult. Prepare to die. Because that's the only lawful good action there is.
Not afraid.
Finally, I have Lindsay back.
This should do it.
Let's have a slow. And Tristan, let us have a bless. Lindsay, give us a song.
Serves you right.
A calculated risk. This will hurt.
I love the way that you think any of that will help you. I mean, that wasn't pleasant.
Strike is one.
You can't stop me!
Ta-da! Wondered what you did. I do wish they'd stop doing that though.
Let's try this way.
Bring it! Tear them apart! Do not hold back!
There we go.
Consider me provoked.
So it's come to this.
That was rather easy. But at the same token, at least it wasn't bullshit. So close to leveling up. Alright, it is time for me to call the stream. It's actually after 10 for me to call the stream. But, you know, I don't think... There we go. Not sure if you can hear the music. I think you should be able to hear the music. But I don't think my friend is streaming this evening. I'm not entirely sure. Let us just double check. Yep. I also don't think there's anybody freaking watching me right now, but let's just, can I see? Is there any way of seeing? I mean, there's a few people watching. Don't forget to follow if you want to come back. I'm... No. Should I? I'm just trying to check whether it's worthwhile me sending out a raid. I'm gonna go with no. Yeah. I can't. There's a couple of people who are streaming, but it's all not really in the right vein of things, if you ask me. For people going from this to whatever, I usually raid into half singer games. They're not currently sorry, I shouldn't check my emails while I'm streaming because that's a rather confusing email. There's a Kickstarter project that I thought was finished like years ago, and they've just sent me a message saying, oh, you know, we've got plans to finish this off this year, and it's like, really? It's possibly been a decade since that Kickstarter got launched. So God knows what they've been doing. Anyway, right. Yes, thank you for joining me. I've been Karen Russmore, been playing Pathfinder Kingmaker. I'm feeling a lot better about it this week. Hopefully next week things will start to pick up and the story will continue on and be all good fun. I will be back tomorrow, roughly the same time, to play some Cyberpunk 2077. I'll be streaming Saturday late to... Oh, might actually be starting a little bit earlier. On Saturday, I will be streaming Payday 2 with a good friend of mine, Kichigai Neko, over on his channel and my channel, so you can see it from two different angles. It's just a thing that we've been trying. Semi-successful so far. Cannot get the streams to sync, so it's a little bit confusing to watch them side by side, because you'll see me do something and then you'll look on his screen and see me do it, or vice versa. Otherwise, back Monday, Tuesday, Cyberpunk 2077 and Pathfinder Kingmaker. Yeah, I am also doing a giveaway when I get to 50 followers, which is for a £10 Steam or Paizo gift card. That's the point where I think I need 50 followers and 3 viewers continually so that I can qualify for Twitch affiliation, which means I can actually start making money off of this if anybody cares to give me money. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you all next time. Taddy bye.